22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.
And are not afraid to say it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is BlackWestchester.com presents the People Before Politics radio show every Sunday on INTHEMIXXRADIO.com, 6 to 8 p.m. I'm your host, AJ Woodson. Damon is not here today. Dr. Bob is still in the lab working on some stuff. We have Lorraine Lopez in the house.
Hey.
Waiting to see if we're on Facebook. I don't see Facebook just yet. Nope. It's 6:01. I'm looking to see if we're on Facebook so I can welcome the Facebook crowd. We're not on Facebook yet. Anyway, we are having another call-in show today. Everybody's relaxing, the holidays, doing what they got to do. So today, like last week, we're going to have the callers call in and tell us what they want to talk about, like we did last week. So anybody who wants to call in, okay, we're on Facebook now. Welcome to the Facebook crowd, People Before Politics Radio, every Sunday, 6 to 8 on INTHEMIXXRADIO.com, giving you real talk for the community since 2014. I'm your host, AJ Woodson, and we got lovely Lorraine Lopez in the place to be.
Hey.
Damon and Dr. Bob are chilling for the week. They are not here yet. I mean, they're not here today, not yet. Dr. Bob is in the lab doing what he's doing. Damon's taking care of a few things. And I just said, for all those who just joined us on Facebook, we're doing a second call-in show this week. John Rivera said, what's up? What's up, John Rivera? Anybody who has anything that they want to discuss can call in 718-705-4959, 718-705-4959. That is the call-in number. Feel free to call with your topics that you would like to discuss. Shout out to Tasha Diaz.
Tasha, baby.
Shout out to Tracy Gardner. What's up, cousin? Tell Jeff I said what's going on. Thank you for tuning in. Kenneth Chamberlain Jr. is tuned in. What's going on, sir? Yeah, we had the was that this week that just passed? We had the vigil for his dad, the 7th. I don't want to use the word anniversary, but the 7th year celebrating the life of Kenneth Chamberlain Sr., who was killed 7 years ago by the White Plains Police Department. The vigil had a modest crowd. I would like to have seen more people, but it was the usual crowd that has supported him since day one. Sandy Barnaby was there. Cynthia Turnquest Jones was there. Tasha Young was there. She recorded Facebook Live.
I saw it.
His attorneys Mayo and McLaughlin were there.
Oh yeah.
Kenneth spoke, and he had his son standing by his side when he spoke, which was really cool. Damon spoke, of course. Dr. Bob was there.
It sounds like a decent crowd.
And several others. You know, like I said, the people that have supported. I'm sure I'm forgetting. And for the first time in 7 years, someone from Corrections Commissioner Louis Molina came to pay his respects, because Kenneth Chamberlain Sr. was
retired.
It was a retired Westchester Correction Officer. So
that's
for
beautiful.
the first time in 7 years, someone from the Westchester County Department of Corrections in a commissioner position came through to support. That was definitely a blessing. Chris Johnson, he was there and he spoke. County Legislator Chris Johnson, he spoke. And several other people. We have Andre Wallace on the check-in. We have John T. Russell. Shout out to Floyd Myers. What was I going to say? Shout out to Floyd. Heavy D's brother. We just had the anniversary of his passing as well. I believe within the last 10 days. I don't remember the exact day. My prayers go out to the Myers family. No, it's definitely hard on Mrs. Myers. Two of her sons passed in November, so this is definitely probably a hard time of the year for her.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah.
So definitely my blessings go out to the Myers family. Have left us with a catalog of music that will live on forever. All I can say is my prayers to the family. You know what I'm saying? So
Cool.
for all that y'all have to deal with. November 11th. Thank you. November 11th was the actual date. I'm not sure how many years it's been. 4, 5.
He'll tell you right now in a minute.
Yeah. Floyd, what year was it? I don't remember at this point. I know I was still in Atlanta, so I know it was after 2008, but I don't remember what it was. It was shortly after that, so I don't remember exactly what year. Wow. It's probably more years. I said 5. It's probably more years than that. It's probably closer to 10. But anyway, who else did I want to shout out? John Rivera said George Latimer is a great topic, like how he is closing the homeless shelters in Yonkers and how disabled people that does everything the Social Services asks will still get our benefits discontinued. 2011. Thank you, Floyd. So it was this. So 7 years. That's 7 years too. Same. As Kenneth Chamberlain's dad. It was the same year. Wow.
Wow.
Didn't remember that. And it was November 8th, 2011, not November 11th. So right around the same. It was right around the same time, because I forgot what Kenneth Chamberlain's date was, but I think it was after that. But it was still. It was one day last week. So it was like 2 weeks apart.
Same month, same year my brother got killed.
Same year your brother
One of my brothers got killed, yeah. I remember I got 2 killed.
In 2011, wow. I shout out to all. They said this in church. I went to church today, and they were saying all families that are grieving. The Cates family, Tammy and Tracy, their anniversary of their mother's passing was this month. This is a hard time for family. Like, my mom passed in 2014 in July, but Thanksgiving was always a big deal for her. So, it's a difficult time, as well as Christmas time. My mother's birthday was 2 days before Christmas, the day before Christmas Eve. So, you know, we celebrated that. And then my sister's birthday the day before New Year's Eve. So it was like, and my brother-in-law's birthday somewhere in there right before that. So it's just like my mother made a big deal about that time of year. So Christmas is even, you know, so I know, you know, families, they tell you, you know, it doesn't matter how many years it's been. It's still hard for a lot of families around the holidays. So my prayers to all families who are dealing with that and who have lost a loved one.
Yeah, my mom passed away the day after Christmas, and
wow.
I buried my mom and a brother on New Year's Day.
Wow.
Yeah, so
so the holidays is a difficult time anyway, but especially when you lost a loved one. So, you know, I definitely know the feeling, and, you know, especially people who lost their relative around the holidays, because you're always going to remember every time that holiday come up. So, John Rivera, why don't you call in and discuss? Give me
a couple minutes.
Wait till 6:20, and why don't you call in so I don't have to read all your comments, and you can discuss it yourself and inform the listeners to what you're talking about. Glenn Butler checked in, Tracy Cates checked in, just gave them a shout out. You know, their mom passing. I don't know if you heard that. So, you know, this was the second year that they had, you know, the family get together, and it was a good thing. You know, spent Thanksgiving with them. It was a joyous occasion. Cicely Greaves is
Hi,
just tuned in.
sis. I love you.
I got a couple of Rajendra Hunter. It's her birthday today. Shout out to her. And somebody else I wanted to shout out that's happening this week. I forgot. It'll come back to me. Janelle Alberton had just checked in, the new owner of the Mount Vernon Post, formerly the Mount Vernon Inquirer. I think she took over, November? So this is probably her third issue. The first one would have been, September. September was kind of like a tribute month to the Inquirer, and she's taking on that task and joining the thrills of putting out a newspaper. She's finding out it's not all, like, people don't understand what it takes to put one out. So she's finding out right now. Tracy said, "Thank you. We love you as if you were family." Thank you very much.
That's beautiful.
This is the second one. November was the second one. I'm sorry. First one was October. So yes, this was the second one. The first one was a tribute to the Mount Vernon Inquirer. Shout out to Joe Parisi, who held it down for a long time. I don't remember how many years. Was the sole paper for Mount Vernon, the Mount Vernon Inquirer. Always covered the events in Mount Vernon, all of, you know, if there was a ribbon cutting or something the City Hall was doing, most of the events, they did a lot of events. You know, a lot of the good stuff that was going on. They pretty much stayed away from politics for the most part, and I think Janelle is trying to continue that. Shout out to Atif. Atif said, "What's up to everybody?"
What's up, Atif?
I wanted to. Yo, my mind is gone. There's so many things I want to talk about. So many things.
Well, there's something I want to talk about when you're ready. When you're done.
Well, Lorraine.
I want to talk about what happened over the holiday with me.
I didn't get a chance to ask you, how was your holiday? And what did you do this past week? Share that with the people.
I spent it with my grandson, which was wonderful.
Just dropped him off. Shout out to Mason.
Yeah, Mason, I love you. But something happened.
He's a video game pro. Like, he just knows he's the pro at them games. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He says he's a hardcore gamer.
Yeah, he is. Well, how old is he? 5?
He's 5.
Yeah, he pretty much
We
is.
called Santa Claus yesterday, and he told Santa Claus the only thing he wants is a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, okay.
So I got to work on making that happen.
Okay.
Because after we called him, the number called back, and it was some else, and they wanted to speak to Mason. And they said that they were at in the North Pole working on making toys, and that they were working on putting together his Nintendo Switch, but he had to make sure that he was nice and not naughty because Santa was watching.
So it was a voice message y'all left, and then you got to call back?
A recording came on, and then first I called. A recording came on, and it was Santa Claus, and he asked what Mason wanted, so Mason told him. And then a couple of minutes later, I get a text. And it was like to have Mason call this number. And I was like, what the heck? So we called, and it was Santa Claus. It's workshop. It was the house. And they said, we want to let Mason know that we're working hard at Santa's workshop. And then we're working hard on his. And then the recording came on of Mason saying, Nintendo Switch. And then they told him, to be a good boy and everything like that. Oh, Latif, thank you, sweetie. People tell me that all the time. I sound like a kid.
Yeah, Latif said, I love Lorraine's voice.
Okay, but let me tell you what happened.
I'm going to let you finish.
No, go ahead.
Latif, we're going to have John Rivera call in about 5 minutes ago, and we're going to discuss that. So Latif said he wanted to talk about that, what John Rivera was talking about. So go ahead, Lorraine.
You sure you done?
I'm going right ahead. I just wanted to let Latif know I didn't.
Don't go nowhere, Latif. Okay. So I spent Thanksgiving with my grandson, and it was nice. We had turkey. I didn't cook too much because it was just him and I, and we had a beautiful time. And then the day after Thanksgiving, I woke up around 6 o'clock in the morning, and the house was cold. Now, I live in it's like a stone house. It's stone outside and stone inside. The inside walls are stone. It looks like big rocks inside, almost like a mini castle type of thing. So it was cold in my house, and I'm trying to figure, so I went to put the furnace on, and I had ran out of propane. And I didn't know what to do. And it was 34 degrees in my house. So I tried making some phone calls. I tried contacting a couple of places, and nobody was open. And it was $700 that I did not even have to pay for propane. So, and I had just put propane in, so I don't know what happened. And I was freaking out, and I didn't know what to do. And I sat there and saying, oh, my God, I have 4 dogs in the house. I have my grandson here. I can't take him home because my daughter has MS and she was having a relapse. And I had promised my grandson that he was going to spend 5 days with me. And I was like, what do I do? What do I do? I had no idea what to do. I had nobody to turn to. So I reached out to my community where I live. And mind you, I don't know anybody there. We got guests.
Ah, it's a beautiful thing. Who's that?
Hi.
Who is that? Hey. Appreciate you coming through. All right, hold on. We can get y'all in a minute. All right.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to lose my mojo.
Go.
Okay, so I reached out to the community. Now, I don't know anyone in the community.
So your community has a Facebook page?
Yeah, they have a Facebook page. It was in my neighborhood. It was the surround, everyone that lives on the lake. It's just for the people on the lake.
Right.
So I reached out to them and I said, listen, is there anyone that knows of an organization or a business, anything that's open right now, somewhere where they can bring me some propane and they can bill me? Because when I lived in Yonkers in my house, they always billed me. So I figured it wouldn't be a problem. But anyway, nothing. Everywhere I tried. So last minute, well, actually, I was getting a little bit desperate because I was worried about the kids. I was worried about my grandson. I was worried about the dogs. And so I reached out to the community and asked them for help and asked them, what kind of resources are available and, around the lake. And next thing I know, a fireman comes by my house with a truckload of firewood for my house. Him and his son, and they brought me some firewood. Then people started texting me from within the lake. And mind you, I have no idea who any of these people are. And they started texting me saying, listen, I got firewood. I'll bring some to you. And somebody else texted me, listen, I got firewood. I got all the firewood you need. Just let me know. I'll bring it to you right now. The garden center, we have a garden center right around the corner. So the garden center, I got a text from him saying, hi, I'm the CEO of the garden center. Give me a call because tomorrow I'm going to stop by and bring you all the wood you need. Plus, I'm personally going to put it into your fireplace for you. Now, I'm feeling really grateful and a little bit overwhelmed, saying, oh, my God, these are strangers. And look at how quick people started responding. And then I'm going to get a little emotional.
Okay,
because I don't know these people. And these people just started all, saying, listen, I'll help you. Where are you? What can we do to help you? And all this other stuff. And then it was 10 o'clock at nighttime, and I got a knock on my door. And it was the woman that owns the limousine place in the square where I live. And she brought me 2 heaters. She had brought 2 heaters, and she brought them to the house. And she says, listen, nobody should go cold at this time. And mind you, I'm not used to getting help from anybody because I'm the one that's supposed to be helping everyone. I'm the savior here. And then so I slept on the floor in the living room that day. I put the heaters for my grandson so that he was nice and toasty. It was like an adventure for him, like he was camping out. So it worked out for him. And I slept in the living room floor, and I froze, but my dogs knew I was cold, so my 4 dogs warmed up against me, and so they kept me nice and warm. So that worked out. The next morning, I receive a call from the propane company, and they tell me, hi, this is Paraco from the propane company. We was wondering, did you run out of propane? And I said, yes, ma'am, I did. And they said, because we have a gentleman on the other line who just called up that's going to pay for your propane. And I was, I was like, what? And she was like, yeah. So she had me go outside, and she taught me how to read the meter. And I read the meter, and it was on 0. It was empty. And then she calls me back, and she says, we're delivering propane to your house today. Someone just paid for your propane. And within 2 hours, there was a truck in front of my house, and they filled up my tanks with propane from this gentleman that I have no idea who he is. And I was feeling overwhelmed, and I was feeling grateful. And of course, I thanked God, and I thanked everybody in the community. I called my sister. I called you. I was crying with my sister over the phone. And stuff like that. And then I woke up today, and I woke up to a warm house, and I didn't feel worthy of it. I didn't feel like I deserved it because they just shut down a house in a building in Yonkers yesterday where 18 families live, 12 children live there, pets live there, and they put them all out into the street. There's a 92-year-old woman who's been in the building for 50 years, and she's got nowhere to go. And I got a roof over my head. I got food in my refrigerator, and I'm worried about some freaking heat. Meanwhile, these people don't have a home. So I'm feeling some type of way today.
Well, let me say, you got a couple of people, Tasha, and I second Tasha, and Latif did too. That's your blessings because you're always looking out for everyone. And I wonder, we addressed that yesterday. There's a lot of things that you do that people don't know that you do behind the scenes, whether you initially actually help people or other people that are helping people, you empower them with the resources so they can help people. And when you do all of these things, karma, when you do bad things, we talk about karma coming back on you. Mm-hmm. When you are a blessing to others, and you're constantly a blessing to others, and unlike a lot of politicians who might want to take pictures and with the people that they're helping, and they want to brag about things they're doing for a campaign time or whatever. You do this stuff from your heart. And I personally know of a lot of situations that you've helped people.
But AJ, I don't feel like I deserved it. I really don't feel like I want to give it back.
Listen, when you bless people, everybody has a time when they need help or they need people. When you're the person that blesses everyone, you might not see it at sometimes when you're looking for it, but times like this is when your blessings come, because you are a blessing to others. So, accept it, continue to pay it forward.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna pay it forward. I'm gonna pay it forward.
Anybody else
and pay it forward
right.
until I can't pay it forward anymore.
Right, but I'm saying but this is the blessings that you put out there. This is being paid forward to you. So you be thankful, you stay thankful, you say thank you, you accept it, and you don't feel bad about it, and you continue to do the work that you do for everybody. There's a lot of people. If we told everybody to call in here, if everybody you help, we wouldn't have enough time to take all the calls. Omi Medina is definitely a believer. You understand what I'm saying? Because of what you've done. And so many other people. Tasha was talking about some of the stuff she does. And you empowered Tasha Diaz to do what she did. You hooked her up with the situation so she can continue, serving the community. And you've done that for so many people. So, this is your blessing coming through, and you should,
Well, I wasn't ready for it.
Well, that's why, and because you know what, a lot of people who do things that they think they deserve, like they feel like the world owes them, and because you don't feel that way, that's why it happened, and to show how and your display of emotions just now shows how genuine you are when you do these things, and I applaud you for all that you do, and Atif said I love that, pay it forward. She said, and Luis Cherico said, you will, everyone gets a turn to need and give. It's that's true, because we all have those moments, I'm the number one person that don't like to take help and ask nobody for nothing. And the only reason this paper continues to go on in this show is because of all of y'all and all the things that y'all do. Dr. Bob is tuned in, people like Dr. Bob and both Tasha Diaz, Tasha Young, Priscilla, Cynthia, Brenda Crump, the list goes on. Even the brother standing out there, Glenn, when we had the paper, we first got the paper, he would come by and be like, give me a stack. And he walked around just handing them out to everybody. Then he called me a half an hour later, yo, I need another stack. It's like just people want to help you when you're doing things to help others. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing something, people want to help. So, all
right, cool. Enough about me. Let me just say something. Tasha Diaz. A big shout out to Tasha Diaz. Day before Thanksgiving, this woman went out there for hours from daybreak into sundown and beyond. She was out there distributing turkeys, giving it to the community. She did it without the fanfare. You don't see her in the pictures, like all the politicians when they delivered a turkey or a meal, and it's like, oh, look, this person was in need. I just saved them. She did it all anonymously, and a big shout out to my cousin Pepsi Martinez, who also did the same thing. But Tasha is a true hero. I got to tell you, because
and throughout her whole day of doing that,
people were calling me, and I was giving her the addresses to go, and we worked as a team from my house.
And she still found time to come to Mount Vernon to pick up 1,200, 1,500 papers for Yonkers, so she could distribute them in Yonkers.
And she came to the show.
Day. Yeah,
and
right.
she came to the show.
And then came to the show right after that.
And she came to the show. I mean, that's Wonder Woman right there.
Yeah, so shout out to her. D. Wilson's in. Cynthia Cruz said, authenticity. Lorraine, that's one thing about you.
Thank you, sis.
Tasha said you deserve it, and more you and more you help BCC distribute turkeys throughout the community, not just Yonkers. We were all over. You made their Thanksgiving happen. Brian Harad is tuned in.
Hey, Brian. What's up, brother?
Carmen Gomez Goldberg
Hey, Carmen.
is tuned in. Adam Turnage from Baltimore. I believe that's Baltimore, right? Maryland? Adam? Brother Black, what's going on, sir? Louise Cherico. Dr. Bob said, what's up, AJ? Hi, Lorraine.
Hey, Bob.
Please extend
Dr.
a belated happy holidays to all listeners from me. Okay, we just did that. Tracy said, wow, God bless you, Lorraine.
Thank you, Tracy.
John Rivera said his phone's dying, so he was going to try to call in next time, so he's not going to call in today.
I wanted to hear what John had to say.
But Atif told him make sure he stays in touch. So we will, Atif and myself, we will definitely follow up with that and try to give him a call in next week if possible. Basically he was calling in about some shelters closing in Yonkers and
no, he's got a situation. John
right.
John is homeless.
Okay.
John is homeless. John's got a
I'm
baby.
Sorry that we didn't get him right on. Then
John's got a baby on the way.
I wish I knew that. Then I would have had
John's
him come in first and then had you talk.
He's got a bad leg and he needs to have surgery on his leg, and they can't do the surgery because he doesn't have an address of a home to go to afterwards.
Okay. So definitely. So you know who John? You know John? You know who?
I don't know John. I know of John of Facebook.
Okay, so we're gonna follow Atif, Lorraine. We're gonna follow up on that.
I know of his situation.
Marvin Church has tuned in. There was a few other people. Joanne, Campadani. And I think I blow your name all the time every time I say it. Janelle was saying, when I was saying Mount Vernon Inquirer, I didn't know how many years, she said 14 years, 2004 to 2018. Shout to Chris Nelson. What's up, Chris? Shout to Chris Nelson. Chris Breezy. Shout to the Future Society. Vincent Ryan. I'm trying to see all the people tuned in. Medea Evans, I think I said your name already. Dagmar
Jimenez. What's up, Dagmar? That's the Coquito lady. Anybody want Coquito in Yonkers, hit her up.
Okay.
I bought 2 bottles. I went home and I closed the door. I turned on the TV. I laid on the couch and drank a bottle.
Atif's going to call you, he said, about John Rivera. So
all right, no problem.
He wants to follow up on that. D. Wilson said, good evening, AJ Woodson, Lorraine Lopez, and
hey,
all
D.
of the listeners, people before politics. Hey, Dr. Bob, Damon, and Atif. Simone Coombs. What's going on, girl? How are you doing? Haven't seen you in years. But I see you tune in a lot, so I wanted to give you a shout out. Yeah, yo, that's a holiday. You know, that's a great. Montika Jones. Hey, Montika, how are you doing? Charles Stern just tuned in. Tracy said, wait, I'm sorry. Who was that for the Coquito?
Dagmar Jimenez.
Okay.
She's on right now.
I will get you. I will get you the information. Shout to Marion Wilson Spencer. She said, good evening. Charles Stern checking in. He said, what was I getting ready to say before I saw Tracy's comment? I'm really on still holiday mode, man. I'm trying to get the paper done. So we're working on the December issue. The December issue is a small, you know what? Sometimes you come up with an idea. So, you know, it was Small Business Saturdays coming up, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, you know, we need to get a lot of small business to advertise. So we're gonna do a discount for all small businesses, quarter page ads for $200, usually $250. You know, try to get a lot of the small businesses in. Then I was like, yo, it would be great to spotlight some small black businesses. You know, mm-hmm. So going into the holidays, you know, we always talk about support black businesses, spend, you know, recycle the black dollars. But a lot of times you don't know where the businesses are. You don't know what businesses are out there. So I said, okay, I'm going to do that. So I hit everybody I know. Let me know about, you know, we're doing spotlighting small black businesses. All of a sudden, boom, boom, I start getting them from all over the place. I'm trying to gather information. Mm-hmm. So we're putting this together as Small Black business edition of Black Westchester for December. Still time to advertise till Wednesday. You have to have artwork and payment in by Wednesday. And yes, there's still room if you have other businesses that we need to know about. Small Black businesses. I want to, have you have one place where you can just look. You can carry that paper and you can go and you can see in your town and you can see what, we got boutiques, lady clothing boutiques, some various products. It's one place called the Tea Experience. They do all different kinds of teas, a Black-owned company. There's all these companies because you hear, when you see that, you see hair salons, nail shops, barber shops, and soul food spots. Maybe some Caribbean spots, but there's so many more businesses. We get Rashad, Black wealth management company. We got one or two Black attorney company businesses. And it's just several some event planning businesses. It's a lot of Black businesses, so I'm trying to put them all together and spotlight them. The health food spots like Brother Roy's and Jolo's, the vegetarian spot, and who else? There's a couple of spots. We will try to spotlight all of them, as many of them as possible. So I just wanted to, do something a little bit different. And
listen,
this stitch at the Mexican border, the situation, I guess that's what you're saying, at the Mexican border is out of control. Definitely want to talk about that. We will talk about that. But we have a couple of guests here. I want to bring them in so they
Before that, I want to say something.
What would you like to say?
In Yonkers, there's a apartment building, couple apartment on New Main Street, 18 families. I think it's one or two buildings, 18 families were displaced. City went in there and shut them down. Now these families are at the PAL with nowhere to go, no resources. Most of them are immigrants, so they have no resources. They have nowhere to go. It's cold outside. They're looking for apartments because they have no one helping them in getting apartments or anything like that. So the story and the situation that's going on right now is on Yonkers Voice, Ben's page, and also on Brian Harad's page, which is the Yonkers Newswire. So please, folks, if you know of a place for them to stay or any resources that can help them, go to these two pages and find out the information and check out what's going on, because the councilwoman of that district is missing in action. Although she knows what's going on, she refuses to respond.
Okay. Who is the councilwoman of that district?
Corazon Pinada.
Oh, okay.
Worthless as far as I'm concerned at this point.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Really?
No. I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. Wanted to also, so for anybody listening, I mean, you said go to those two sites. Is there
the folks are at the PAL.
PAL.
At the PAL on North Broadway in Yonkers.
Okay, so I guess.
And that's only temporary. That's only there for a couple of days before they get sent out to the streets.
Now, what could people do now? Just listening, you hear a situation like that.
I think the most important thing that they can do right now is help them find shelter. Help these people find shelters because they're out there. They're going to be out there in the streets for Christmas, New Year's.
Now, Louise said, is the Red Cross going in?
I'm sure that the Red Cross is going to go in to the PAL and help them, but the Red Cross only helped for 4 days. That's the maximum they do. And plus, this is not a disaster. It's a building shut down. So they have different rules for different events.
And Sandy asked the same question, what actions can we take? So tell them where they can read about it again.
They can read about it at Yonkers Voice and Yonkers Newswire.
And they're both on Facebook. So
they're both on Facebook, and they'll tell you the story is there, and you'll see how angry the people are. And especially in Yonkers Voice, people have been asking for the councilwoman for the last couple of days since it happened, and still, there was a council member that answered, but he's not from the district. You know, so if he knows about it, I'm sure he's got her cell number and she knows everything that's going on.
D. Wilson said she came home from work and saw the video on that the 18 families without a place to go. She saw it.
Yeah.
Wow. So yes, we need to. It's holiday time. It's getting cold out there.
Or stop by the PAL on North Broadway and see these families for yourself and ask them what it is that you can help them with.
Okay, PAL North Broadway. Definitely. Thank you for that information.
Thanks.
Shout out to Sandy Barnaby, tuned in. Anybody else tuned in? So we're gonna bring Glenn in. Glenn, coming to the stage with your guest, and I'm sure I said to come through, but I forgot what it is that we're supposed to talk about. I'm bad today, so we're gonna let you break it down for everybody.
Guys.
You're moving to there and there. Okay, 3 and 4. Except for 2. Oh, you're in 2. Okay. So we got my man Glenn Butler in the place to be.
Good morning.
Always holding it down, always on the check-in. Manager of the lovely Miss Irene Renee.
The phenomenal.
Yes. Love her music, love her styles. So tell the people why you're here today and introduce your guests. And pull your mic up to you and make sure you're speaking to the mic. But go ahead and pull you.
It's my man Vin.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's my man Vin.
Yeah, me and Butler have been friends for a minute. We like family. Known for a very long time, so I'm a movie producer. Film editor. I work down at HBO, Cinemax, with Urban Action every year.
Ah, you the one I talked to on the phone?
Yes.
Okay. I have talked to you.
Yeah, you talked to me.
He asked me, did I want to do a voiceover for some
Exactly.
HBO thing?
Yeah.
I remember you.
Well, actually, we just had a film awards about a week ago, right? Yeah. About a week ago. It was real nice.
So do you got a new film? Talk about, you got a new film out right now.
Yeah, well, like right now, I mean, I have filmed a lot of movies and all that. I do camera work, visual stuff, but we have a new film called Prodigy X.
Okay.
Did you watch it?
I have not had a chance to. I'm working around the clock.
Check it out.
And then I took a couple of days off of the holidays just to ignore everything.
Yeah, get your mind.
Yeah.
I understand that. Yeah, but check it out. I mean, it's very good. It's different, you know.
So what is it about? Just to break it down for the listeners. What
it's about? It's like, it goes back in history, like, you know, like from the old days, like when America was in Civil War.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, with the Indians and stuff like that. So like this right here is a little different. This is it's not really different. It's just that the government got so corrupt. Well, they like all the people that had money and all that went up to space and left some of the politicians down on Earth, so they're down there struggling. They don't have no government no more. It just destroys. So they go up to space, and now like all of a sudden, like they want to come back and take, you know, Earth back from space, and they fighting and all that. So it's a big civil war. It ain't just one government no more.
Oh, okay.
It's like, you know what I'm saying, it's like the old days, like the civil wars, different governments.
Okay.
You know, so
That sounds interesting.
You know what's funny is somebody just told me the other day with your concept, right? Somebody just told me that rich people know it's about the global warming and everything about the end of this earth. That's why they spending so much money on Mars right now. Like they're looking into everything. Is like
That's
all this.
true,
Somebody
right
was just talking about all this stuff.
Exactly.
They're researching all this stuff about it, if it's habitable, what can do, because they about to break out and leave us with the rest of this mess. And I just had this conversation, I swear, within the last 72 hours. Somebody told me that. So for your movie, that's like the first thing I thought of when you said that. I was like, in real life, I heard somebody talking about that.
But it's very realistic though. You know what I'm saying? So it happened for real. So what we doing is because we want people to see it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and animated. So it's not in 2D. It's like not really. It's like 3D. So if you put it on a HD television, it looks real, and it's like game. The graphics are like games.
So it's like animated, or it's like
It's
okay,
very animated,
okay.
but you can't. It looked very realistic. So what we plan to do is, they showed it at HBO and Cinemax. So they showed it, and I got
They
two
loved it.
partners. Yeah, they loved it. So we, I mean, it's very expensive to make, so we funded it ourselves.
Where is it available for people to see?
Well-
Anybody that wants to see, or is there a trailer? Places
We
where
have a
people
trailer, and we right now we have a trailer, and then we got a mini series 2 and 3 with 3 have Chuck Chill Out in it.
see? Right now, you know what I did hear with Chuck Chillout's voice. I do remember because I was watching something with
Oh.
Chuck Chillout's voice.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I did see the
So-
clips you sent
Oh,
me.
so yeah.
Right.
Oh, he's just, so
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
seen a little bit of it.
Because as soon as I heard, I recognized Chuck's voice. Like,
So we have Chucky in it, and then we got some people that come. I'm bad with names, so. Well, I don't know if y'all watch BET movies. Y'all heard of her name, Tisha Green?
I know the name, but I can't
Yeah,
think
she's
of why I
an
know the name.
upcoming actor. So we working with her, and you know, it's a few actors that comes on television that we are working with right now. They SAG and all that, and they doing good. So what we're really looking for is quality people.
Okay.
So, you know, Glenn spoke about you. He said you speaks well. So, I mean, have you ever acted? You know, have you ever done a voiceover before?
Yeah, I've done voiceovers before, and done records before, and
Oh, you're
I've
a music producer.
no, I've actually was a rapper back
Are
in
you
the
a
days.
rapper?
Yeah, I used to be. Well, I guess you always are. Once you are, you always are.
Oh,
I had a record. Actually, January will be the 31-year anniversary of a song we did called "Strong Island" that Red Alert used to play to death. Like,
Wow.
yeah, Red Alert. Shout to Red Alert because it was like, yo, Red Alert. People used to complain about Red Alert because he would play the same songs in the same rotation every week. But the only people that really complained about him is the people that wasn't in that rotation.
Yeah.
I appreciated it. We got much love every week, and then we did a little promo for him, a little rap promo for him. And when we was between albums, he played that like it was a record, and people thought that was a song that they was looking for. So like Red gave us, he the first one to play it New Year's Eve, 1988, and this would be the 31 year. Yeah.
I mean that's good. So really, we like, you know, we're not known for animation, but you know, we work with, you know, a lot of celebrities.
Mhm.
You know, like HBO, be a lot of people coming through there. Like,
So now, will this be available on HBO eventually? Is HBO picking this up, or
like what are we trying to do? Is we're not looking for no. Well, we don't want nobody to. Well, I don't know. Sign, you know, like really, because we have our own company, so we want a distribution
a
deal.
distribution deal?
So that's what we're looking for.
I tell artists all the
like, I wanna
time,
eat.
distribution
I
deals
wanna
is the
eat,
way
you
to
know what I mean?
go.
I want to
Yeah.
eat.
You have your own label and
I
you
want
have
my
a
own
distribution.
right. I got my own rights, so you know. So you know, so we still like developing it, you know. So we got episode 4 coming out. So everybody go to YouTube, type in Prodigy X,
Okay.
and it'll come up because it's produced by me and my other partner Dwayne.
Okay.
So you know, I'm the manager of all. You know, like I manage them. You know, I get all the stars and people who, you know, like the be in it. So I control all that. And then, you know, and then my other partner, he controls the marketing on media. So you know, like people don't really know who he is because like what we do at HBO, we like film. Like
Okay.
we do visual effects for them for their awards and all that, camera work,
Mm.
editing and all that.
Oh, okay.
We're straight up professional.
Okay.
I'm
That's
a
what's up.
professional editor, you know, and also my brother. So that's what we're known for. But this is, I mean, we have done films and all that. The first film I done was called The Throwdown.
Okay.
You know, it was very low budget, you know, but
Mhm.
I mean, it was it was back in '90s. So we started from there,
Mm-hmm.
and then now my partner, you know what I'm saying, his name is INTHEMIXXRADIO. He's the CEO of Urban Action Showcase. So y'all can type in Urban Action Showcase, and you will see, you know, it's very nice. You know,
Okay.
it's a 2-day long event, and it's sponsored by Warner Brothers, HBO Cinemax, which Warner Brothers own HBO Cinemax anyway.
Right.
I don't know
Mm.
if people know that, but they own them, so they sponsor that for us and all that. I mean, it's a very nice event.
Beautiful.
So what's that address again? Urban what?
Urban Action Showcase Expo.
Spell that out. No, spell.
Yeah.
Spell that out. So
URBAN space show SHOWCASE space Expo EXPO.
All right. So everybody go check that out real quick. Shout out to Shaw Montgomery. Says salute to AJ, Pat English and Strong Island. Akul Badu. I hope I didn't mispronounce your name, Miss. because I'm bad at names. I've been messing everybody's name up lately.
You get Janelle's text?
Yes. Janelle, we're gonna have you call in next. Talk about her paper and stuff. So, Glenn, what have you been up to? You always working. Shout to your brother too. Y'all the Butler brothers. They know everybody. Y'all involved in everything. Like just.
Yeah, we working with Drag right now. We got a new album coming out with him. You know, we might be having a new album with Irene. Irene gonna be on his show a little bit. She gonna be singing on
exactly. Yeah, she gonna be in the animation film too.
That's what's up.
And I'm still fighting Con Edison in Westchester County.
You hear about any updates on that? Or?
They holding back, man. But right now, every day they delay, every day them employees are getting exposed to a deadly Category 1 carcinogen. You know what I'm saying? So every day they delay, they gonna be headed to an early grave. You know.
What's sad?
Yeah, sad because the people that's getting exposed.
Yeah, because you broke that down before. You broke it down in great detail before.
Yeah,
like
the people that getting exposed is not speaking up for their health. You know what I'm saying? They thinking about the money they get. You know what I'm saying? But the money gonna run out. And plus, those 2 employees that died in the manhole years ago, Con Edison committed involuntary manslaughter. Ain't nobody doing nothing about that one either.
Wow.
Yeah. And the way they died in that hole was.
Where was that?
In Yonkers, it's over there near like.
I heard something.
Central Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Because that sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, they sent see what the system was like. They got these things. It's called joints. They connect the wires together. So they use with lead. So after a while, they start leaking. So what they used to do for us, they was like, yo, Glenn, you got to go wrap this joint. So they have to kill the wire. Then I go wrap it. So they sent me down to Bronx to do it, and I refused to do it because the wire was still alive. So after that happened on a Saturday, so that Monday I called my manager. I needed to talk to him. So I went and had a meeting with him. I told him, yo, y'all going to get somebody killed, man, because those things, I seen them things blow up. So he's like, well, Glenn, you feel that you can't do this job by yourself, go back to the overhead because you have 2 people. So I said, yo, that's not going to kill me. So 6 months later, I called that manager and told him what I tell you. 2 employees died.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? They killed a new employee, had less than a year, and then a new supervisor that trying to get to be a
I heard about that myself.
Move up in the company. So if a company tell you to do something, see, that job should have never been given out. You know what I'm saying? But they gave it to him anyway. So he went down there and took the new guy down there, and both of them is in the ground now.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
Yeah, Carter's not a big fan of Black Westchester. Because all that work they was doing in Mount Vernon, and they was digging up all of the streets, and nobody in Mount Vernon knew why they were digging it up and what they were doing and how long they was going to be doing it and when they would be finished. And I started. I went around Mount Vernon and took pictures of all the areas where they and did this big thing called the Streets in Mount Vernon and exposed. Then next thing I know, they having community town hall forums. Lyndon was involved in helping make that happen. Yeah. But I was definitely not on their. I'm never going to be on their Christmas card list from that.
Because OSHA is supposed to.
OSHA's supposed to.
OSHA, Con Edison run OSHA.
Politics.
Con Edison run OSHA.
You know, I took the OSHA class, right? And they tell you what to do. They tell you to report and all this and all this. But I mean, Con Ed is not the only place that I've heard that
run OSHA.
OSHA is not really doing what they're supposed to be. What we're taught that they're supposed to do. So if you go report, it's supposed to be anonymous, all this and all that. The people have reported, and the word got back to the people they were reporting. Yeah. And then people either got disciplined or lost their jobs.
That's me. I reported something about the trucks that we was driving. The trucks is like driving your vehicle from the tailpipe. You know what I'm saying? the exhaust is coming inside the cab while we driving down the street. So I reported it on December 11, 2014. I was terminated December 29, 2014.
Wow.
OSHA did nothing. You know what I'm saying? How about that?
That's sad. Let me ask you a question. I don't want to get off the subject though. Are you interested in doing a voiceover?
Absolutely.
Nice voice, right?
Yeah, I mean, speaks very well. So like, cause like we look for people like that.
Absolutely.
I mean, like my wife, she do a little bit of acting herself. She's good too.
Mm.
She used to be in this show. Y'all, man, I mean, it used to come on television years ago. He used to call it the Skillet Show, and she was the lead actor in that. But you know, she's a 31-year school teacher. She's a school teacher, so she don't really like to do it. But you know, I need her help, so she provided that for us. So you know, we about giving people chances. You know, Chucky did all right. I mean, he did well, and we got
It's funny. He got a voice that you know it's him. Like there's no way he could pretend. You can't even disguise his voice because it's like the minute I heard, I was like, yo, that's Chuck Chill. Like,
you know, Yadi Ramos, the first lady of Rough Riders. You know.
Yes.
So she's down with us. She's she's in it too.
Okay.
We created a scene for her.
Now, what'd you say? The first lady of Rough Riders?
Yeah, Yadi
Or
Ramos.
is she the second lady? Because Eve was the first lady.
Well, I'm talking about riding the bike.
Oh, riding the bike. Okay, the bike right. Okay, the
I
bike
mean,
right.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
Eve
no. I just want to give Eve her credit. I want to give my girl Eve her due because that was her title, the first lady of Rough Riders. Like, yeah, that was her title.
But now Yadi be doing that. She say she's the first Rough
Rider.
Rider.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, but I tell you something though, she can really ride on bikes though. So we created a scene for her, you know. But you know, but when you get a chance, you should take a look at it. It's very good.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
So we want to well, eventually we want to so what our next step is we want to we are gonna talk to some people. I got to meet with some serious people in the industry, and we want to do a mini series that come on television. From there, we want to create a game because you know, it got game graphics. The graphics is very good, and we do it in our own studio.
That's big business too.
So it's big. It's a lot of money in that.
You get into that game thing. Now, yeah, I be telling a lot of kids, we got a lot of talented kids that's black and brown kids. They all they do is play games, and I'm like, yo, you can make money. Like, you could be, you know what I'm saying? Like getting into tournaments, or yo, real talk. Like, yo, I know some young white guys. They're bloggers. And all they do is play games and talk about the new game, and then well, yeah, they started that, yeah. But I'm saying then there's some young dudes, yeah, right. And then it's like now the game people sponsor them, send them to new units. You know, you got advertising on their blog, and yo, these people are making like some real money. Yeah, and all they do is play games all day. Like,
yeah, there's this little kid named Ryan. He's 6 years old, and my grandson, who's 5, watches him. Ryan is making $3.4 million a year now. And he's only 6, just by gaming and putting it on YouTube.
I mean, do he create games? Or?
No, he doesn't. He just tests them out and gives his opinion.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. $3.4 million already.
I mean, well, I've been showing the kids.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like I
hate that little kid. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I went to this NBC event and I seen this dude, and you know, where this guy was outside. He was a young dude, and I showed him my stuff, and he loved it. He went crazy on it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, wow, this is dope. When it's coming out, you know, he ready to buy it already. But, you know, like I said, like a lot of people don't know about us doing the games and all that. So we still, you know, like developing, and that's why Glenn told me about your show, and I watched it. It's nice.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Nice.
But we need, you know, we spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on that stuff. And some of us need to be behind the scenes making that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Oh yeah, we don't spend thousands on it. We don't spend because like how we do it. Well, people don't really know like they do animation. That if you're doing 2D, they got programs that you can buy. Mm-hmm. That'll do it for you. But we don't do. We do 3D, so we have to buy the body first. The body is negative. We buy the body, the clothes, the hair, the eye. You got to buy all that. Hmm. And it's not cheap.
No, but I was talking about as consumers, we're spending millions and millions of dollars,
millions
and millions of dollars.
Yep, exactly.
And we're giving that to everybody else. We need somebody. We need something to look like us making them. You know, so you know.
And also, I had well, you know, Yadi Ramos she have a comic book out.
Okay.
You know, she have a comic book, and she was talking about. she would like for us to do that in the anime. I mean, we just talking about it, but I don't know when it's gonna happen or will. I mean, like we'll work on that in the future. But that's a lot of work. I mean, I could do it cheaply, but it won't look right.
So for young people that's watching, or parents that want, got kids that do stuff that want to get into what you do, what advice would you give them to about getting into it?
Well, what advice? I'm gonna say, like, if you watch my stuff, right, you would think I have a degree in it, but we never went to school for that or nothing. And we learned and we taught ourselves.
Self-taught.
Self-taught. Wow. Like some of the best people in the world is like singers and all that. Self-taught. Never went to even actors too. Look at like Charlie Sheen. I mean, he never went to drama school. He just got it naturally. I mean, all those are family business.
Well, I mean, yeah, it didn't help that. It didn't hurt that who his father was.
His father, his father was, still.
And all his brothers was in movie,
But some people just got it naturally. So, I mean, even like me, like when I started, and what I did was I took some online classes, and I kept doing it until I got real good at it. So we think about doing some regular films next year though, some regular movies.
See, that's what I tell young people. Just learn it, whatever it is that you want to do. Just learn as much as you can about it. I mean, unlike when we were growing up, like everything's on the internet. Like you can. If you want to figure out how to do something, you can Google it or find a clip on YouTube and watch it and figure out how to do it. Mm-hmm. And they have such a wealth of knowledge now that they don't take advantage of that we didn't have. We had to go to we had encyclopedias. They don't even know what those are no more.
You don't even have to.
You had to go to the library to get information or something. You have
to go. No, you can
from your phone, in your car, wherever.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? So just learn whatever it is that you want to do. You just want to learn. You want to find other people that are doing it, if there is anybody, and find out, listen to their story. But you want just learn. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, one of the greatest examples I use, Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team, if you can believe that. Like, as great as he is now.
I heard that before.
But, that next summer and that whole next year, that's all he did in his driveway or wherever. He sat there and practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced his shot, practiced his crossover, practiced everything. Look at him now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to put in whatever it is you got to do, whatever it is you're trying to do, you got to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a writer, just write every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get better with time. Like, just write. Don't just whatever it is, you got to put the time in. Exactly. And you got, you just don't just walk in something and be like, yo, I'm going to do this. You know what I'm saying? That's true. Whatever it is, just do it. You know what I'm saying? And practice and put some work in. You want to be a drummer, practice some drums every day. Whatever it is, you're an artist. Just draw every day. Whatever it is, you just got to put the work in and put the time in. And like I said, try to learn everything. Then learn all you can about the business side of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when people, like I used to speak a lot at music, all of those. So you want to be in the music business conferences, all those I used to speak. Just learn the business, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a business. You learn all you can. Like these. Another example. I was watching this thing when Carmelo and LeBron got in the league. They did an interview with Magic and Bird. And Magic and Bird was talking about when they got in the league. It was like 10 years before they became. That multimedia marketing thing. Mm-hmm. Carmelo and LeBron came into the league like that. They were instant corporation the minute they walked in. LeBron, before he even signed a contract, he was a high school student. He signed that Nike deal, but like before he even got signed to a team.
Already.
Before he graduated, like 5 days or 9 days before he graduated high school, he got the Nike deal. But you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's so much easier now. There's so much more avenues now. Everything, you have it at you. You just gotta go get it. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's funny because a lot of them talking about they ain't nothing for them to do and they ain't got nothing. The information is whatever you want to do, you can do.
Yeah, but a lot of them that talks that way is like the parents.
Yeah.
Parents sit back and party, drink, have fun.
Well, yeah.
Forget about the kids. And, you know what I'm saying? So when they get to that age now, they lay back too. So parents out there, if you're listening to me, please put just a little bit of money in your children.
Invest in your children.
Yeah, exactly. Invest in them. You know, mentor them and coach them.
I seen the commercial. You seen the Kyrie Irving commercial? Yeah. His pops was nice. I had a chance to almost make Boston. Put his career on hold to raise his son. Taught his son, you know what I'm saying? Put everything into his son. Kyrie Irving. They got a Nike commercial now together. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? And they're playing, you know, he's showing, he's like, yo. But he put everything for his son. And look at how that paid off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know. Like, you know, and he's like, yo, because his father was like, yo, if you can beat me, you can beat anybody. So he was like, he used to be hard on him and make him go through it. And, you know, I mean, he's so nice on the court right now because his dad, you know.
I mean, just like, sorry to cut you, but that's like me. I mean, I've been into the martial arts for a long time, about 27 years. You know, I've been, you know, all the study. So, like, that's what urban action is really about. It's about, like, all of us, all the martial arts from all over the country come there, from everywhere.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Fred Williamson come through there, Michael J. White, Don the Dragon Wilson, Vincent Land, Robert Samuels, all them guys, you know what I'm saying? So they, even that dude that doing that new John Wick 3 movie that's coming out, what was his name? We met him last week. Got his name. Anyway, he, you know, like all them guys is martial artists. We all martial artists. So that's why he, you know, he created the Urban Action Showcase Expo, because the brain, like, Tarmac from The Last Dragon. I mean, they've been doing that for the last 6 years. So he been coming there, and he's a champion in the arts. So everybody just get together, and you know, they have all kind of seminars. I mean, it's very entertaining. I mean, next year, if you want to go, let me know. You invited.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy it.
Yeah, you will enjoy it. It's nice. Yeah. They got all kind of vendors there. It's very nice. Next year, I'm gonna have. We was planning on having our own table this year, but I was just doing too much. You know, it didn't work out right. So next year we will have Projects table. So T-shirts, ink pens, and you know, a lot of stuff. So
right now they can go to YouTube and see Prodigy X.
Prodigy X. They can type in Prodigy X and it'll come up.
Okay.
And it's very entertaining.
You have a website or something? People might, anybody hearing you that want to reach out to you? Well, like I know we got the gentleman that's just tuned in right now, Osiris. He's the head of the Mount Vernon Film Festival.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he just tuned in just now. He's listening right now.
We do have a website, but we still working on it. So we don't really want to put it up until we get all that.
Okay.
Till we get all our endorsements and all that, for like T-shirts.
Social media, to people reach you.
Yeah, yeah, but they can reach me on social media. I'm Vincent Cornelius.
Okay.
On Facebook.
Okay.
That's a dope name, Vincent Cornelius. That's
my real name.
Wow.
And also I'm thinking about I'm thinking about doing my own clothesline with that. But I'm gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait to finish. You know, I'm gonna take one thing at a time. You know what I'm saying? But that's in, you know, I don't want to overextend myself. So.
Now where are you from? Where are you?
Well, I'm from Mount Vernon, but I live in the Bronx.
Okay.
You know, I've been living in the Bronx for a long time, so. But you know, I have my own little editing studio myself too, so we do all our stuff ourselves. But you look at it, like the first time I showed Chuck Chill Out, right? He watched it because my wife was in it. He was like, "Wow, man! So what studio y'all done? They look like some old Hollywood shit, right?" Yeah, he was saying that because he couldn't believe that, you know, that the graphics on it looked like game graphics. You know, he couldn't believe that. So right away I said, well, "Would you like to be?" "Oh yeah, I've been in." So he came to my house. He didn't have to go in the studio for that because we so good. We could just, I recorded him and I put him in it.
That's what's up.
Cool.
You know, like I said, I get anybody that chance. So like we have some SAG actors that's in it. I think we got this young lady. She played on Orange and the Black. I guess I'm saying it right, but
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, I you know. But like that's my wife's favorite show. She know who she are, but you know, I mean, like they be like, so like they be trying to help us out, you know. So we help each other in the industry. So, and like that's what it's about.
We'll do a remix of that about Donald Trump. Orange is the New Whack.
Oh, Donald Trump?
Yeah.
I don't even.
Orange is the New Whack. Yeah.
I ain't never knew they had a film festival in Mount Vernon.
Yes. Osiris, I don't know if you still listening. I don't know when the next one is. Type in if you can type in. Anybody listening? I know Chris Breezy knows a lot of that too. I don't know when the next one is. I know they had the first one like 2014, 2015
At the Dole Center.
at the Dole Center.
Oh no, I'm gonna come check that.
I know they may be on their second or third one because I don't know if they had it the next year, but they did it and it had about 40 different films, a lot of independent films.
Yeah, that's what.
And it was like from not just from Mount Vernon, it was some people from overseas that had stuff in there. It was like,
Wow.
you know, and they showed there's so much talent. The reason at Mount Vernon there's so much
I never knew
talent.
that. I would have been going to that because, like, even that's what they do. Like, that's what Urban Action is about.
Mm-hmm.
It's a film festival with awards, so you have like a lot of actors that be on TV. I mean, you don't have to be on TV. You could be an independent filmmaker, but
Right.
you know. But what they does is like when you if you got a great film, they give you an award and then they give you a deal.
Right,
It's
right,
like
right.
You get a deal, they give you money and all that. So it's a lot of good things come behind.
Hey, just in case he doesn't type it in, I know they have a Facebook page, Mount Vernon Film Festival,
Oh, okay.
and you follow the page and you probably get all
I
the
know,
information. And you know Osiris, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
so.
yeah, send me. I like this. I never knew that.
Shout out to Barry Tillery, Wanda London, Jeff
Wanda.
Ford. Thank you, Tracy, for giving Janelle the number because I didn't get a chance to do that.
Eddie Ortiz, what's up, Lobo? He's on.
And Mira, that's how you pronounce her name? Mira Danielle?
Mira Danielle, that's
Yeah,
Tasha's
your
sister.
Yes, that was here last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Shout out to her. Yeah, man, there's so much. I was just saying, there's so much talent in Mount Vernon for the square footage. From like I think out of everywhere in Westchester for the size of Mount Vernon, 4x4, there's so much talent.
Oh, there's a lot of talent.
Whether it's sports, whether it's acting. Hold on, I got a call. Hold on. Let me tune in. People before politics, please state your name and your purpose for calling. Hello.
Hi, it's Janelle.
Hey.
Janelle.
Hey, how are you? Y'all gonna stick around.
Good.
For me, right? Yes, you gonna
I
stick
don't
around for
interrupt
me?
what's going on.
Yeah.
I love what your guests are saying right now. I hate to call in because it means I can't watch it live streaming at the same time.
This is the published. Used to be the Mount Vernon Inquirer. She took it over. Now it's called the Mount Vernon Post.
Oh, that's
Definitely
what's up.
something. And Janelle, this is definitely somebody that you need to holler at for the paper.
I would love to.
Yeah.
It sounds so positive, and I really like what you've been saying tonight. Thank you so much for everything you've done for the community.
So you can give them my number, you know.
Okay, I got the card here. I will text you the information.
Appreciate it. And also, you're welcome to come to Urban Action Showcase next year, 2019. Warner Brothers, HBO, and Cinemax. You're welcome to come.
Oh, that's what's up.
Thank you. I look forward to that.
While I do have you on, so like we were talking about, Joe Parisi had the Mount Vernon Inquirer out for 14 years to 2004 to 2018.
14 years.
And I guess
Yep.
he retired, and then you took over and changed the name. So explain that. Tell everybody about it's the Mount Vernon Post now, right?
That is correct. I am essentially in people's minds rebranding the Inquirer. Although it is a brand new business, it's a completely distinct and separate business entity as far as the IRS is concerned. But I care about how Mount Vernon sees it, and people still call it the Inquirer, which I think is nice. I'm happy about that.
I mean, like I said, he has such the Inquirer was Mount Vernon, like, that paper. So, I mean, I that's not a bad thing. Definitely not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I take it as a compliment. And, we know the phrase hyperlocal, but with the Mount Vernon Post, I'm using the term microlocal because hyper might be a little bigger than 4 square miles.
Right. So now, what now? It being the Post now, what can we expect differently than the Inquirer? Where are you trying to take it? You want to share that with the people?
Yes, of course. What I'm wanting to do, I'm starting with a framework called basically three columns or 3 pillars, I would say: honor, celebrate, and connect. And my goal is to have as many contributing writers as possible from Mount Vernon, either living here now or grew up here and have moved away, who can talk about memories or stories of growing up in Mount Vernon back in the day. I'm very open to making sure that the youth, the kids who are growing up now, understand, the history of Mount Vernon, and also I want to encourage them to get involved with the future of Mount Vernon. So I've been encouraging kids to contribute poems and artwork, and eventually I would like to help educate them about civics, teach them about the branches of government of the city, teach them, to empower them to look into what the city charter says, learn who district leaders are, and that sort of thing. At the same time, I say that this is a paper that's not political per se. I don't want it to be a place where, people slug it out on the pages. It takes too much time for me to try to fact check and vet and all that stuff. So I really want to just focus on honoring the veterans, honoring our seniors, honoring the history, celebrating the youth and their accomplishments, and then connecting people with the organizations and individuals that they need to help make their lives better.
That's what's up. And I wanted to give you this opportunity because in the same way we had Sandra Blackwell from the County Press on, people like to take and make competition and pit one paper, let's just say, against another. And I want to say a lot of people don't know, I've said it on the air, when Joe had the Inquirer, we put the paper out August 2017. I think in September or October, he called and congratulated us what we were doing, and he has racks all over Mount Vernon and the post offices and CVS and places that there was no other place to put a paper. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, you can have the bottom rack of all my racks, which was a big deal for us in Mount Vernon. And, people always try to put people like, oh, y'all put them out of business. And people always trying to put people against each other. And just like when we had Sandra on and we was talking about the county press, we work with the county press. We work we worked with the Inquirer. We work with the Post as well, and the Post has honored that and let us use the bottom rack in all the racks, and we work together on some stuff. So I just want people to hear that and see that, because people are quick to put one thing against the other. Like, you can't have two things of anything. They got to be like, when we came out. You know how many black people was like, oh, y'all gonna put the county press out of business? No, we stand on their shoulders. They were the lone African American voice in Westchester for this day. They just celebrated 90 years. Like, there's no, you know what I'm saying? There's no competing with that. We're just doing something a little bit different, reaching a younger demographic, and there's room for all of that, and there's room for another paper. So it's just good for people to hear us. You know what I'm saying? Because people try to divide everything they can divide, and we're not. And I told Joe, I told you, I told Sandra, I don't really look at nobody as competition. My competition is what I did last month. You know what I'm saying? That's my competition. Whatever I did last month, AJ, I want to take out what I did last month. That's my competition.
And AJ, let me just say that with the racks, like, I'm uncomfortable even saying like, yeah, Black Westchester gets the bottom rack. That's uncomfortable to me because I want to find a rack that has side-by-side racks, because I don't want there to be any kind of, primacy there.
Hey, it's your rack. And the fact that you letting us use it,
I know, I
the
bought
bottom
it.
or whatever, it doesn't even make a difference. You know what I'm saying? And for you, and if you get a chance and you have the money and you get side-by-side, that's cool. But there's no need to even do that. And don't let nobody say nothing. Oh, why they gotta have the bottom rack? Because it's not our rack, and we're using somebody else's rack. You could go in all them places and get Black Westchester. You just got to bend down a little bit, to get it, as opposed to, you know what I'm saying? You got to bend down instead of reaching right out. So
maybe we could do something with this signage so that the Post and the BW are like side by side on the sign that's above, over the rack. But we can talk about that later.
Again, I appreciate you even saying that. Those are your racks. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do nothing
Yeah.
extra. Just letting us use it is good enough. You don't have to do nothing extra. Just do what you do, and we just gonna fit in.
Cool.
We get in where we fit in, and we rock out like that. Like, I appreciate you even saying that, but it ain't worth you just starting out. It ain't worth you spending extra money to do all of that for real.
Well, yeah,
really
you know
is.
how it is. It's like cash flow.
Yeah.
But I also want to say to,
somebody
to
else
the
just
entire
said-
universe.
Somebody just said New York City has 4 newspapers and nobody's hurting. So, you know, because I said sometimes they won't let you have 2. Like, New York City got 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right
and,
about
they,
I'm
and they
telling you,
all
I'm
thriving.
telling you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I've been saying, and you know, AJ can speak with great confidence about what I think, because he and I have had a lot of conversation one-on-one about this very subject. I believe that there is room for at least 4 papers, maybe not more, much more,
Well,
but
we
4
do have
papers
more-
for sure in Mount Vernon.
We do have more papers because when I was at Maggie's, there's an Irish something paper. There's the Irish paper. And you know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
might not be spread
absolutely.
all through the city, but there's an Irish paper. You know what I'm saying? And I know
Absolutely.
there are
Absolutely.
Hispanic papers, and there's the Jamaican, the Caribbean paper,
Portuguese.
Street Hype.
You're right.
So,
Yes.
so I'm saying there are
Yep.
various papers. They just don't all get citywide exposure, and they only getting so. And then we got the Rising paper. We have a Mount Vernon Rising, so because Rising got one in every city. So we have there's
So
several
that makes
papers.
it what, 6?
There's several papers. Yeah, that people don't even know that all the papers. And if I wasn't in Maggie's when they dropped off the Irish paper that day, I wouldn't have never known there was an Irish paper.
Nah.
Yeah, I didn't know there was an
Yeah.
Irish paper. I was just there when they dropped them off. So I gave him one of mine, and he gave me one of his, and we kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, that's dope. Yeah.
One thing I'd like to point out is I have a number of people, like favorite authors who are living or dead, whose books I read and read again and read again. And I refer to them as my spiritual teachers. And one of them is a man who's living, and I count him as one of my teachers. His name is Bruce Lipton. He wrote a book called Biology of Belief. He's all over YouTube. He's a blast. He's like a guy probably in his mid to late 60s, kind of an aged hippie kind of guy, but he's super smart. I highly recommend his book. It's an autobiography that closely links with his professional past of how he evolved as a scientist. But he talks about how an organism is most fit for survival when there is cooperation and collaboration and community over competition. So our bodies represent an entire ecosystem where our organs learn to work together and our systems learn to work together for the health of the whole body. And he talks about groves of trees who exchange nutrients and help each other survive. And I just want to challenge folks, like, if you want to examine the concept of collaboration versus competition, take a look at Bruce Lipton's book, Biology of Belief. It really helped me acquire the vocabulary to use when I'm talking to people about this issue. And as a matter of fact, I have a 1-hour radio show on WBOX, and this coming Tuesday from 1 to 2, I've invited 3 directors of 3 different youth organizations, youth service, based organizations, to come and discuss how they are not competing with each other, but they are reaching out to each other to link arms and collaborate to figure out a way to share resources, to reduce overlap and redundancy of services, to more powerfully impact the youth that they want to serve.
Well, I'm
So
about
I'll
to.
just put that right there.
I'm gonna cut you right there. Before you go though, anybody who wants to know more about the post, Facebook, social media, website, anything they can check out?
Yes. How can I inquire that? I mean, is it in stores or do I have to go to online to get that?
It's going to be free. The website will be up very, very soon, so keep checking MountVernonPost.com. But
Okay.
right now, you can absolutely email me, MountVernonPost@gmail.com.
Gotcha.
It's MOUNT spelled out. And or you can find us in the handle of Mount Vernon Post on Twitter and Instagram. But please just, I would love to hear from you and establish contact with you. Send me an email, and I'll mail you a copy of our paper, and I'll mail you a PDF, and then, my website will be up very, 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 very soon.
Well, and I appreciate that. And also, like, whenever you get a chance, either tonight or whenever, go type in Prodigy X, and you will see some of my animation. Cause I'm an animation film producer.
Wonderful.
And they just showed it at HBO and Cinemax last week at the Urban Action.
Yeah, congratulations. That's so cool.
Check it out. So, I appreciate your support.
Well, I will definitely make sure we connect the two
Absolutely.
of you. And Janelle, I will talk to you more offline about distribution and all that. Thank you for calling, and everybody in Mount Vernon, go check out the new Mount Vernon Post.
And a big hug to Lorraine. I loved your story about the sharing in your community. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Have a nice evening. We'll meet you soon
All right.
You too.
in real life.
Take it.
Yeah. So I just, I think it's important to show that, like, we constantly work with the county press, and people, like I said, people want to compete us with them, and it's like, oh, you're gonna take them out. People have said, oh, y'all made the Mount Vernon Inquirer go out of business. No, Joe just got tired. You know what I'm saying? He was doing it for years, and there's no reason we can't work together. And there are papers that are not gonna work with us, and they're gonna look at us. But it don't have to be that way, because like I said, we all covering something different. Like, can't nobody do
That's true.
what we do? Like, you know what I'm saying? And again, I couldn't do what the Post does. I just can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we all do something a little different, and there's room for whatever you want to read. You know what I'm saying? To have a variety. And I just wanted to show, like I did with the county press, that there's no competition. It's not. You can't pit us against each other. It ain't going down like that.
Yeah, but
That's what they want.
That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? So they could be
want
like,
that.
this one's going to take this one out, and this one is going to take this. First off, we cover the county and communities of color. You know what I'm saying? So that's not going to be able to. They cover just Mount Vernon. You know what I mean? So right there, we have a different market. So.
Yeah, they only do that in the rap industry now.
What?
Rappers fighting against each other.
Shout out to Karen DeCosta,
You're right about that.
Lynn Woodley,
Hi, Karen.
and Uncle Frank Trulio Jr. And Janelle said, yes, we are stronger together. I do agree, Janelle. So, but Prodigy X, man, I definitely, everybody listening, please go check that out. Go to YouTube, type that in, check this brother out. We need to support, again, that's the one reason I'm doing this business issue of Black Westchester, showing the various black businesses that we have. So, we have, they say, our spending, African Americans, it's like 1.5 trillion a year.
I believe that.
We keep companies like Nike, the people who make Xbox and Nintendo,
People that hate us.
Yeah. People. We keep all of these people in business. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And a lot of them really don't care about us, don't do nothing for our communities, don't invest anything in our communities, and then we keep everything that's no good for us in business too. You know what I'm saying? But we have to support our own in the black and brown communities, and that's one of the. I did an interview when I did the Hispanic Heritage issue last year. I spoke to Willie Colon, who's a big salsa singer, and he's also an activist. And hearing him talk about the Latino community, he was basically, saying what me and Damon say all the time about the black community, not working together, how we pinned against each other, how we always divided. It's just, and we don't support ourselves. You know what I mean? So we got to support ourselves.
So you know what, so what you sorry to cut you, but what you're saying, it's just like similar to Project, we have our own civil war within. You know, it's like you're having a civil war against the thing. Like we black people and we fighting against one another for the wrong reasons.
Right. And,
That make no
another thing Willie Colon said back in the civil rights, the black and brown people was working together until the people, power divided us and made it one us against them. You know what I'm saying? They made them against us. Like he was talking about us working hand in hand in the civil rights era. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of the Latinos involved in the civil rights era. You know what I'm saying? And they worked a lot together. We, now the communities are somewhat divided now. And we're divided amongst ourselves, and then we're divided against each other. So,
well, I think honestly, I think Hispanic pulled together more than black people.
Actually,
I think so.
a lot of
My opinion.
a lot of immigrants,
I don't think so.
a lot of immigrants. Well, a lot of immigrants that come to this country.
Oh, you don't think so?
A lot of immigrants when they come to this country,
Pull together.
they support each other more than we do.
They do.
Like I lived, and when I lived in Long Island, my daughter's like 2, and got this. I had the whole second half of a house, the top part of the house. The basement was an El Salvadorian family. There must have been like 12, 15 of them in there. They worked in 12-hour shifts. So one half of them was working and the other half of them was gone. And then, they switched. You know what I'm saying? And then some of the women stood home and took the kids. What I saw in the next couple of years, they took over like the landscaping in the area. And they, like one dude had a truck and a lot of them worked on that truck. Within 2-3 years, 3-4 of them had trucks and had their own routes. Then Fifth Avenue, which is the main street 2 blocks of, now they got like the laundromat, the stores, the bakery, like that's their section now. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that. We can't come together for some reason to do that. You know what I'm saying? So there is division as much as she's talking about, but a lot of times, and it's not just the Hispanics. Africans have no respect for African Americans. They come to this country and see, they be like, yo, you know the opportunities y'all have? And they come here with nothing and make whatever they make. And they look at a lot of African Americans and be like, yo, what the hell? Like, we just can't, y'all have all of this, y'all don't even appreciate it.
You know what it is, though? I mean, I agree with you with that. But, you know what I'm saying? They got diplomatic immunity because they can get
Well,
stuff.
only diplomats, not the immigrant,
I
not
don't
African
think
immigrants.
hypothetical.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking hypothetical.
Yeah, not
I'm
the
joking
immigrants.
about that.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but they can get stuff that we can't get. You know what I'm saying?
They take advantage of things that we don't take advantage of. And in Caribbean, like I know some people that come from the Caribbean, they come over here, and some Latinos, they come over here and they make it happen. Like 'cause they take advantage of every opportunity there was, every resource there is, and they also will do jobs. There's jobs out there, but they do jobs. Like we talk. Where was we at, Damon? We was somewhere. We was in White Plains driving around. Con Ed and all this road work was being done. He said, I don't see a black person with a hard hat on nowhere we was going. There's jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, some we don't get, some we don't find out about. And sometimes that's why Black Westchester, if I find out about situations, I post it and I share it. Because some things don't make it to our community, but some things we don't look for and some things we won't do. Like they say immigrants come here and take our jobs. Ain't no white people want to go pick no fruit and clean no toilets and do some of the stuff that they do. And some black people don't even want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't take nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Except they took from some of the youth. Because if you go to McDonald's or anything like that, back in the days, it used to be all the kids used to work at McDonald's. Today, you don't see them.
A lot of kids.
You don't see them. They took jobs from our youth.
A lot of black kids do not want to work at McDonald's.
Okay, because they don't even have the opportunity now. Because back in the day, it used to be cool.
But a lot of people don't understand the middle class run this country. The 1% control this country. You know what I'm saying? Once they realize that, we could be a better place. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And then we lose stuff like we talked about Tarrytown. Tarrytown and Valhalla were 2 of the great sources for black and brown people to become middle class. You know what I'm saying? When General Motors left Tarrytown, that like that put a void in that put a void in the middle class in our communities.
Yeah, what happened out in Chicago and Detroit.
Yeah. When the car companies left,
they left that.
They had GM out there, right?
GM, they ain't got. That's why they do
Well, they had everything at GM, Ford, they had
Ford,
all,
all
yeah.
them used to be. That
Because
was
the Motown, that was the Motor City. That's why it's called Motown. That was where the name Motown comes from, Motor City. Like, all the cars was built in Detroit.
I mean, like I went to
Detroit was
a
like
lot,
damn near
but-
bankrupt after a while. Like,
I mean, it ain't really doing that great now. Yeah, it's not doing all that great. I don't like it there. I've been there a few times. I mean, like I
He
worked
said,
there.
I don't like it there.
I don't like it there at all. Because people there are they are something else.
Yeah, you gotta have pistol.
Yeah, I mean, like you definitely can't go to the hood by yourself.
well,
You walk
well
up
I'm
in there.
gonna be real. I don't go to anybody's. I don't go to anybody's hood without somebody there that I know. Like, I don't go to nobody's hood no more.
I wouldn't even do that in New York. I go to anywhere without.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't go to
right
no-
Here, you can't do that.
Like, I used to go to Brooklyn. My man knew everybody in Brooklyn. I'm rocking with my man. They knew, so we good. You know what I'm saying? When I was in Harlem, running through Harlem, I ran with some
Well,
cats that
well-
ran. You know, now they know me now. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't going through certain places like just on the regular by myself walking the streets. Just dude, like you just looking to get like I don't care how bad you are, you can't beat 10, 12 people. Like I don't care how bad you are, you can get got. You know what I'm saying? Like
You're right.
anybody.
Anybody can get got. Yeah, anybody can get got. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good to be.
Shit, I don't go some places in Yonkers, man. I never went to Slow Bomb by myself back in the days. I'm keeping it real.
Hey, I was born there.
I never went to Slow. I hated Slow Bomb because it was one way in and
I
one
don't
way
know, I
out.
never liked Yonkers.
One way in,
Like,
one way out. Back in the days, yo, you just like, yo, we went to a party there, and some ish broke out. Yo, we left the dude whose car it was there. We left. Yo, we had to get out of it. Yo, it's one way in, one way out. I never liked. And Yonkers back in the days, I don't know how it is now, but we was in school. New Rochelle, we'd have a little beef with New Rochelle. New Rochelle might come to Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon might come to New Rochelle. Mount Vernon tried to go here. Yonkers wasn't really coming to Mount Vernon, but they catch you if you cross that border. They go anywhere in
Yeah,
Yonkers.
that's true.
They catching you. They not going for you, but you won't know they coming, and they catching you when you come. You know, it was a little sneaky back then. I was like, yo, I'm not. That's okay.
When
Yeah.
did you graduate?
84.
Oh, yeah. When I was in school, Yonkers, he's all over.
Yeah,
I was able to go.
I mean, I was able to go anywhere, but it's just like, yo,
I
I didn't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just ain't going. So I don't go no place by myself like that, yo. For
Well,
real.
I
I
mean-
just don't. I don't do it. Like,
I don't go to the. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I be some. I mean, you know, because like my wife work in the South Bronx, and you know, I got God on my side, and I know, you know.
well, there's places I walk. I
got
walk.
God on,
But
I mean, I
you know,
walk, but I got God in my life and on my team, and I know that I'm a good fighter too. I can't beat everybody, but I tell you what though, if it's time for me to go, I'm you know. So like,
you're
I'm
gonna go
taking somebody
regardless
with
if it's time for you to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go regardless. But you know what I'm saying? But like I plan to take somebody with me too. I ain't gonna myself. Keep it 100 with you. That's straight music right there. That's live. It's real right there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have no problem because I don't look for that. But
Well, see, that's another thing too. Is who you are. Cause I know,
for that.
yo, I know this one cat. He go everywhere. Yo, he went to the Poconos when people used to just be lovers out there and got into a gang fight. Like, yo, dude, like, how do you get into a? Everybody's there with their girl. Like, how do you get into a big brawl in the back in the days? I don't know how the Poconos is now, but back, you know, that's where you went to, you know.
Love City right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
So that's
So I'm like,
right?
he couldn't go there without having a fight. Like, dude, just like everywhere. There's some people that's just like, yo, bad luck rides with them like a shadow. Like, he's like, yo, I'm trouble. I'm just gonna be riding with you like a shadow. You know what I'm saying? Like, everywhere they go, they got trouble. Like,
Well, you
just,
know, like what they say in the Bible, you know what I'm saying, is how you live. You know what I'm saying? Your life based on how you live. Sometimes you could die before your time.
no doubt, no doubt, no
So,
doubt.
you know, I mean, I thank God I live in a positive. You know, I'm positive, so I know things can happen, but you know.
Well,
it is
I mean,
what it
I
is.
say the same thing because people always say what we do with Black Westchester. Do you worry about people coming at you, coming and do me bodily harm? Like, yo, you know what? No man can do anything to me that God doesn't
Well, I
allow.
don't worry about people doing me. But
No,
I
I'm
mean,
saying that
I
God
what they
doesn't
do to
allow.
me.
And if God allows, he gonna rock me through. He gonna get me through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but I'm talking about like, you know,
I got you. Yeah.
people, you know,
Man, I know, you know.
every a bullet can get anybody. I don't care
You
how bad
already
you
know.
are.
You already
Yo.
know.
Yeah, so
But you know what's funny though? Okay, like one time we was at Urban Action Showcase, right? And then, you know, like they had the it was the second day where they had the film festival, so they had these vendors going on. They had some martial arts doing seminars. So this dude had been drinking a little bit too much, so he was doing too much with the bottle, you know. And then he went to this guy was a grandmaster in the arts, and he went to swing at him, and he got twisted out, arm broke, just like that, 10th of a second. So he tried to sue Urban Action.
See, that's some old punk smooth shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you done brought that on yourself, like
exactly.
and now you want to sue somebody. You was bad enough to throw that blow. You bad enough to get the ass whooping that's coming with it.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? He was a Caucasian too.
Well, but I do say what I was saying about the bullet. Indiana Jones should show you, no matter how bad you are, what martial art, whatever. Bullet just take all that out.
Put a stop to you real quick.
Yeah, it do. I mean, from a distance.
And see, that's the thing, though. The people that pull them guns, they don't got no knuckle game. They're not gonna come up to you. They're not gonna fight you. They're not gonna. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna do what they do from a distance.
Especially if they know, it's even worse for you. And if they don't know. I mean, even like Michael J. White, he's a bad man. I mean, people ask me, do he really know that stuff? I mean, I have worked out with him at seminars in Jersey and all that. He is really good. That dude can stand straight up, take your legs and kick you this way, not that way.
Wow.
I mean, like you can actually be standing behind him, and he can smack the shit out of you. He's nice like
Yo,
that.
but you know, I just want to get to one thing though. Like, that's why I like Brother Ez. You know, the little boxing club and the boxing thing that they got in Yonkers and stuff. And them. Yo, we need to get back to that. Well, you know what I'm saying? You get kids in the ring, put on some gloves, teach them. You know what I'm saying? That we need to get back, like, we need to get back into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, drop all the weapons and all that other. You got beef with a man. Beef is gonna be beef. There's always gonna be beef. But take two kids, put them in the ring, get them some gloves, and let them. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know, and then let it get them out the system. If we did more of that, we'd have a lot less of the stuff going on in the street right now.
Yeah, because years ago, when we was growing up, it was different. People, I mean, I done fought people, and then we became friends the next day.
Right. But I mean, that's what the older people that was like. They used to be like, "Yo, y'all just gonna fight it out right now." It wasn't in no ring, though. It was in the park right there, right there.
Put a stick on them.
But I mean, the older cats would be like, "Yo, y'all gonna fight, and then y'all gonna shake hands." And they, you know what I'm saying? They, you know.
I mean, if you get in a fight with somebody, you better worry about your life.
Shout out to Boxinology, 11th Avenue in Mount Vernon. It's a new boxing. It's Sanford Boulevard. When you first come off Sanford Boulevard and you make that turn, it's that first building right there, that first parking lot on the right hand side.
Oh, that's new?
Yeah. They just opened up a boxing joint up in there. Janelle actually introduced me to the owner, and I put some papers up there because she had her papers in there. I didn't even know the place was there. But they, when they ready for their official grand opening and everything, they're gonna come on the show. Okay. But that's another joint that everybody needs to check out. You know, in Mount Vernon. I talked to the owners. They sound like they're doing some good stuff, and they got all the stuff in there, all the boxing stuff in there.
Street.
Yeah. They should have. I mean, do they still have any good martial arts schools in Mount Vernon? Anymore, I don't hear about martial arts schools in Mount Vernon like I used to.
I don't know about Mount Vernon. I know they have them in Westchester. I know Kenneth Chamberlain teaches. He I always see the videos of him teaching.
They got one on Prospect, right?
What's that?
There might be.
Yeah, what was that guy used to train on Prospect? I forgot his name.
That's still open over there.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Like, you got a lot of martial artists. Like, now, to me personally, because I'm saying it because like I got trained the old way. Well, like Tiger Showman's and all that. All that is commercialized. Man. You can, I mean, like, it's so corrupt now. You know, you spend all that money and still get your ass tore up. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You know, you spend, because they, they pay for their belts. But when I trained, it wasn't like that. I got trained by, like my brother. He's a professor, and I trained out with Demetrius Angelo, the one that CEO of Urban Action. He's a very good martial artist himself. And also, he used to be a bodyguard for Prince. You know what I'm saying? So, and I ain't gonna say this though, because Chill Out might get mad at me. Because my brother was on my brother. Cause, we doing some work for him also, but he was working along with my brother. And like my brother's short and stocky like me, but my brother showed him some stuff, and now he wants to be a martial artist. Ain't nothing wrong with it because like it's never too old to learn.
I know this dude, man. He ain't 5 feet. He 4 something, and there's he'll whip.
Like
anybody ass. Like he just he's that type of dude. You look at him and you would laugh, and then until you get the ass whooping, then you stop laughing.
Yeah, my son, he a second degree black belt he got that when he was 13.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I seen that too.
Yeah, he got that
Wow.
when he was 13. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, parents just spend that money. You know,
Spend that money, yeah,
keep
you
them
know.
out of trouble.
But make sure you find the legit ones that you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, you
gonna
got,
teach them.
you know
Gonna
what, the
teach them
best school. I'm
properly.
gonna be honest with you, like the best martial arts school. Well, you know what I'm saying, but like I was talking about, like my man Demetrius got one. Well, he do stunts for Luke Cage and the Luke Cage show and all that. And he's a SAG actor also, but he has he teaches downtown and he teach traditional. So they got a lot of schools that is under the ground. I mean, but you got to know somebody, but they gonna teach you right. Cause like it took me a long time to become just a black belt. At least about 6 years, cause I study Aikido and Jiu-Jitsu. But they don't give it to you. Now I got a friend that took it, and he had his black belt in 2 years. And he wasn't, they robbed him. He like it was very commercial. That's to me. If you're gonna learn it properly, cause you got to train for all elements of fighting. Everything is a weapon. This right here is a weapon. See this mic? This is a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Ink pen, keys. Everything is about survival in that game. Those are real martial arts. They can take anything and hurt you with it. But they don't do it like that, man.
No doubt, no doubt. So everybody can check out with Prodigy X on YouTube. What else you got coming up next? What you got coming up?
Prodigy X and we got episode 4 is about to come out, so that's gonna have a lot of fighting in it, a lot of action. So we trying to do like a mini series.
Now the clips Glenn sent me, those are on YouTube.
Yeah,
Because he just sent me the clips and I just clicked on it. And watched
well,
it.
you can go on YouTube and see all of them.
Right.
So we have a YouTube channel, so you can see all of it.
The channel is called Prodigy X, or
No, you can just type in
Yeah,
Project.
once you click
Okay.
on the link I gave you,
yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even the one I said, if you click on it,
Okay,
and it just come right up. You can see all our work.
that's what's
I
up.
mean, so.
That's what's up. And Glenn, you got to bring Irene up when she got that album coming out. Whenever y'all gonna drop that, you got to bring her back up here.
Okay.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
And I want to, you don't mind if I want to get a shout out to my people.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to get a shout out to my brother Lamar, my man Demetrius, and Dwayne, and my lovely wife Marlene,
Oh.
That's what's up.
and my son VJ. I can't leave him out.
Oh.
Aaron and Ash. I got 3 kids, so I got to give him a shout out.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Good for you.
Well, I wish you the best with all that. Anything I can do to help you get the word out, I'll definitely connect you with the Mount Vernon Post people. And
I appreciate that.
make sure Glenn gets you to the Mount Vernon Film Festival people.
Yeah.
And anything else, like, you know what I'm saying, that I could think of,
Well,
I could pass your way.
even the people that do the Mount Vernon Film Festival, because Urban Action and HBO, they have a lot of people. They have hundreds of people that put in from all over the world that come there, put their films in it.
Right.
So
right.
if they want to
That's what I said. Y'all need to sit down. Y'all need to sit down and chop it up,
I
because
need to chop it up with them.
y'all probably know a lot of stuff that can benefit the other ones. So
So
we definitely gonna make that happen. But I thank y'all for coming through. I'm gonna tell you, y'all, I've been running crazy the last 2-3 weeks, so I forgot y'all was coming. I was about to make it a call-in show. I just had people just call in and ask questions because
I forgot. I was breaking my neck to come over here.
I was sitting here like, he was like, yo, we heard the knock on the door. We was like, yo, Lorraine was like, yo, we got guests.
Make sure I get him on time.
He was like, we got guests, and I was like, yo, wait, who is that? Stick your head in here. I was like, yo.
Well, I appreciate it though, AJ.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. This is what this format's for. I mean, we deal with a lot of politics and politicians and stuff that's going on and all that. But, we try to do these, the community, things that affect the community, people that's doing it in the community, people, you know what I'm saying? Give them a little shine and, a little show, spotlight or whatever.
That's what's up. Let me ask you a question too. Sorry to cut before we leave.
No doubt.
All right. Well, like I sent you the link. Actually, I sent you all the stuff, the work that we have done,
Mm-hmm.
Prodigy X. If there's any way you could put it, like a link on your page, or I don't know how that works.
Yeah. I definitely get.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, next year, if you want to come to Urban Action.
I post a show on Black Westchester a day or two after the show, and while it's there and announcing that you're on it, and when I write blah blah blah, it'll have the links to to your stuff and everything like that.
Oh.
I try to do that for all the guests, like
You know what I'm saying? But like I did go to your link, but like how do you find, like, if I wanted to see the show that we all here talking about right now?
Oh, I see.
How if I want to go by myself, like, Glenn might be out. Glenn is a busy man,
All right, so you just go to blackwestchester.com. Oh, if you want to watch it live.
Both.
If you after it's on, you go to blackwestchester.com. then you'll see, the little tabs at the top say news, this, that, and other, radio. Click on the one that say radio, and then you'll see people before politics. You click on that, and all the shows, you just click on whatever show you want. We're on an internet station called INTHEMIXXRADIO.com, in the mix with 2 X's.com, and it broadcasts live on my Facebook page, and everybody shares it to their pages as well.
Oh, that's nice.
So right now, like what I'm looking at and the comments I'm reading, that's from Facebook. Like all the people that's on Facebook watching it, they're leaving comments and stuff, and it was good. Like when we have a politician on, or we have a celebrity that people want to ask questions. Yeah. Sometimes it's only a 2-hour show, so you got a lot of calls. Everybody want to say what they want to say and won't say it in 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? so like this way they can leave their comment. Right. Like somebody can ask you a question, they can leave a comment. I can ask you, you can answer their question. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gotta deal with the whole. Because sometimes people call and they want to give you the 5-minute intro before they actually get to the question, and you get 10 of those. That's an hour. Like what I'm saying? Like that's.
So I want to ask you another question too. I don't know if I'm invited on your show again, but I would like to. I would like to bring my brother, like my business partners, that.
Let's make that happen.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. You got my number now too, but Glenn got all my information. Yeah, let's make that happen.
So that I, manage projects. We all work together. So they will love to meet you. Yeah. I already told them about you anyway. I didn't forget. See, you forgot about me.
No, I didn't forget. I didn't forget about you, but I forgot. Listen. The real talk. If I have a schedule,
I feel you.
And if I don't write it on the schedule, it doesn't exist past the conversation I had because there's so many other things going on. Like, that's what the problem was. Lorraine would call me and be like, yo, I want to have so-and-so come on. I'd be like, all right, cool, give them the 3rd week or something. And then Bob would have somebody, and then Dame would have somebody, and we'd have like 6 people in here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I told everybody that date was good 3 weeks in advance. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So now we got the little schedule thing. Everybody gets a schedule.
It was good anyway because we got the whole show.
No, it was good because we had no guests yet. So it was like, yo.
I'm very flattered because at least I got to really talk about what I really want to talk about. It was just very positive, and
right.
I like that. I like people of color doing big things.
Right.
So I appreciate that.
Trying to make it happen, man. And there's copies of the paper somewhere out there, right by the right on the table over there. So you got one, yeah.
All right,
so yeah, definitely. But yeah, we definitely got to make that happen. Have you come back? Keep me up to date what's going on and everything.
Yeah, I keep you informed. So do you want me to send you create some lines for you? You don't have to be SAG or nothing.
Whatever you want me, whatever you need me to say, just
because the first thing like my brother asked me, can he act? It was so now you say you was a rapper. So who you used to rap with back in the day? De La Soul, you said?
No, you said De La Soul. Actually, same area though, but no.
Same area, right? Back in the day, right?
Yeah.
But that's what's up, man.
But the record we had out was Strong Island. You can just Google that.
Oh, it's Strong Island.
Yeah,
I remember that, yeah.
You can just Google it and something will come up.
Because I told Chuck that I was coming to your show too.
Yeah, Chuck knows. Chuck gave us lots of love too. Red was the first one. Chuck was right up in there. Yo, long time ago, right? So I can say this now. So you know how people used to call the radio, and we was trying to promote our joint. So I called Chuck's show. This is like when I first came out, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna put you on the air." And I was like, nah. He said, yo, this must be one of them cats from the group because there ain't nobody that don't want to be on the radio. It's like a record just came out like a week ago. You know what I'm saying? It was like, and I was trying to play like, just a regular person like, yo, yeah, play that Strong Island joint. Yeah. So that's my funny Chuck story. Like, it's just like, I wasn't trying to be on the radio. I just wanted to play the joint. We've done shows and Cool Chip and all them. We did.
You know Cool Chip too?
Same area, same era. Yeah, I know all of them.
Wow.
The Jungle Brothers, all of them. Yeah, we did all of them. Our group was called Jake. We was on B-Boy. B-Boy Records in the Bronx.
I know about that.
Yeah. Wow. So I mean, yeah. So we were right in the Bronx. Like, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Cool Chip.
We signed right after South Bronx dropped the single. You know what I'm saying? And then our album came out 6 months later.
So what happened?
And then Scott got killed. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then KRS left the label because he was only signed to Scott. He wasn't actually signed to the label. So when Scott died, he was able to just bounce. You know what I'm saying? So.
Wow.
But yeah, so it is what it is, you know.
So let me ask you one question before I leave. So what made you get out of the industry in the era you just got?
Nah, I mean, we did like the 2-3 albums. We did the whole thing. We came in an era that everybody, like in that era, like 88, everyone didn't have videos back then. Like only the big label, big artists had videos. A lot of people living there. So, you know, not having videos, you know what I'm saying? You know, that long, you know, it's hard. But B-Boy got us around. I mean, we toured and everything. We did the whole nine. Then we was on Big Beat. We was part of the Big Beat, the Atlantic buying Big Beat. That Little Kim and all them came off, Junior Mafia and all them, ended up being that label. We was part of that deal, and then the group broke up. That's the bottom line. The group broke up. I mean, then I got into the writing thing with the Source. I started out with Word Up, Black Beat, all of those, and then the Source, Vibe, and all of those. And I was like the hip hop journalist for like a decade, you know, doing that since '94. You know what I mean?
You got history with you, man. I need to interview you.
Yeah.
I got to bring you to.
I've done a few things. Yeah.
Yeah, you did a lot of things. I did a few things.
Yeah.
To bring you
so this is the first non-entertainment based project that I've ever worked on. Everything was either hip hop or entertainment based. Even when I started writing for news organizations, I was doing hip hop news. When Jay-Z or DMX had to go to court, I covered the trial. You know what I'm saying? Like I was always so I was still doing hip hop, you know, or music news.
Well, I know Glenn told me about you, and I had sent you an email. Can you give me an email address? Is he the same person? Yeah. And I didn't get no response.
Oh,
that's.
No, I didn't take it.
Oh
personal.
Yeah.
I would have took it personal.
I mean, like I said,
thank you for starting trouble.
Send it in, you know, you get a response, but no, I didn't take it.
Yo, there's a lot of we at this point. It's a one. It's not. It's me. I got a partner. We rock together. But I cover I lay out the paper, I write the paper, I edit the paper. You know what I'm saying? I do the advertising, that's social media, produce this show. Like you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things I just don't get to sometimes. Like I just.
No, I respect that, bro.
Yeah. And it's just because people have told me, yo, I sent you an email, and I'd be like, yo, when you sent it? It was 3 weeks ago. Send it again, so it'll be at the top of my email.
Well, I'm gonna leave you a few of my cards. You know,
no doubt.
Associates.
No doubt.
They can contact me by any, you know, even the young lady. I know you're a busy man.
Well, you ain't got to go just yet, but I'm just saying we're about to come to the close of the show, so I just want to get a couple of things in real quick. These last 3 minutes of the show. Do you have any last words?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to be
I know. Make it quick. I know. Listen, I just want people to go with the guy John that we was talking about that Atif was interested in. That wanted to call and then make it John Rivera, the homeless guy. Go to Yonkers Newswire and read the story, because Brian Heradia has been advocating for this guy for weeks, and it's an interesting story what's going on with this guy. So go to Yonkers Newswire, folks, and check out the story, check out what's going on, so that then when we come back here next Sunday and John will be able to call in, we'll know what, you know, you'll understand what he's talking about.
No doubt. I just want to, so we're working on the December issue right now. You have till Wednesday if you want to get your advertisement in, the small business edition of the paper. Still doing that quarter page for $200 as opposed to $250 for all the small businesses. Actually, if I give you a discount. Take out any ad, you pay for it by Wednesday. You just hit us up, blackwestchester@gmail.com. I give you a discount. We still got plenty of advertising space. Thank you for everybody. Thank you, Rashad. Just sent me another list of. He just saw the email that I sent out to everybody. He just sent me a whole nother list of businesses. So I'm trying to get all the businesses I can listed, you know, in there. I'm sure I won't get everybody, but you'll get a nice size of what's going on in Westchester and the surrounding areas and the different black businesses. And I suggest, you know, we support these businesses. You know, we're gonna spend a lot of money this holiday season. We, you know, support some of these businesses. So I advocate that. Support black business, support black media. Thank you, everybody who holds us down. Thank you for everybody who's listening, everybody who tuned in. I didn't get to all the shout outs and all the comments, but I appreciate all of you. And Rashad, real quick, is sending me another message. Okay, cool. Yes, I got all the messages of you. I got all the businesses, and I just got the text message too. So what is I'll see if I can make that happen, Bob. Yeah, so anyway, you could be doing anything else, but you decided to ride with us, and we greatly appreciate. This is Black Westchester Presents the People Before Politics radio show every Sunday 6 to 8 on INTHEMIXXRADIO.com. Real talk for the community since 2014. Yeah, hit me if you're interested in advertising. Hit me any other small black businesses I need to write about in this issue. Until next week, I'm trying to put together that My Brother's Keeper show. We're going to make that happen in the next couple of weeks. But until next week, peace and happy holidays to everybody. Peace.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.